Hello, welcome back to this channel. This episode covers the last proceedings at the Presidential Election Tribunal, in which Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, is trying to upturn the declaration of Bola Tinubu as the president of Nigeria. Over the past few weeks, we have seen several witnesses testify for the Labour Party, stressing that the election was fraught with irredeemable irregularities that should not be allowed to stand. We've had different experts, from statisticians to computer engineers to Amazon staff. They all say the same thing: INEC failed to follow established processes for conducting the election. With that said, let's get to the testimony of the Labour Party's last witness in the case against INEC, Bola Tinubu and the APC. The day's proceedings were delayed because Atiku Abubakar's petition took more time than originally allotted. So it was almost 5 p.m. before the judges entered the courtroom and were ready to take up the petition of the Labour Party and Peter Obi. As soon as they were seated, the lead counsel for the Labour Party, Levi Uzoku, said, "My lord, the witness and his cross-examination stood down yesterday is now available in the court for continuation." This last witness for the Labour Party is Dr. Yanusa Tanko, and the INEC counsel was the first to take a crack at him. He said, "Tanko, thank you for your 105-paragraph witness statements. Please confirm to the court where you were on the 25th February, election day." "I voted at my polling unit in Dawaki, Abuja, after which I left the Labour Party Asokoro situation room. Later, I went back to confirm the results at the polling unit before going back again to the situation room." "Apart from your polling unit and the situation room, you were not physically anywhere else on that day?" "Yes," the witness replied. "What is your designation in the Labour Party?" "I am the chief spokesman of the Presidential Campaign Council, as well as the National Director of Media of the Labour Party." "So it is correct to say you were not a polling unit agent or a collation agent?" "I am the collation agent for the situation room." "So you were not a polling unit agent or collation agent for your party at any of the INEC centers?" "I was the agent at my polling unit." The INEC lawyers now drew closer to Mr. Tanko, displaying a document. He said, "Were you involved in any case against the INEC? Do you recognize this?" "Yes, I recognize it," said the witness, glancing at the document. The lawyer went on to specify the case contained in the document to the panel. He said, "I seek to tender it." It was the turn of the Labour Party counsel to begin their chorus of objections, which they did vociferously. He said, "I object to the tendering of these documents as evidence, and I will state the reasons in our final address." Guys, this is interesting. Two can certainly play the game. You should expect more of this when INEC starts to put up their own defense starting July 3rd, 2023. We will be here to cover all the drama and intrigues. Nevertheless, the documents were admitted as evidence. The INEC counsel continued, "Look at page 2 of Exhibit X1. Read the declarations your party sought from the court. A declaration not to opt for manual upload but electronic method. An order of the court to compel INEC to comply with provisions of the law. With the last 2 paragraphs of the judgment, the court ruled that INEC will choose its method as provided by law. Did your party appeal the judgment? I am not aware of this matter or any appeal." Okay, let me break this down a little bit for you guys for the sake of clarity. There is indeed a Supreme Court judgment saying that INEC can use whatever method it desires. That's not the problem. INEC can indeed use whatever means of collation, transmission it so desire. The problem is that on their own, they choose to use electronic means of transmission. They communicated this procedure to all the parties, saying this is the method of transmission they were going to use. With this in mind, all the political parties made plans and preparations to execute their campaigns. However, in the middle of that process, INEC stopped the electronic transmission process. It is this breach of process that the Labour Party and Peter Obi are challenging. Does it make sense now? Okay, let's continue. The INEC counsel now asked the witness to be shown a specific document referencing a particular polling unit. He then turned to the witness and said, "Tell the court the score of Labour Party there." The witness replied, "They are mutilated. I cannot identify." "That is not what I asked." At this point, the Labour Party counsel stood up to defend his witness and to stop the intimidation. He said, "Allow him to record his answer rather than shutting him up. This is not fair." "What of the respondents? What is their score?" persisted the INEC counsel. "I cannot see it. It is mutilated." "You cannot see it? Can you see the score of APC at 17 votes? "I cannot see it. It is mutilated," replied the witness. "Is it mutilated or blood? Which one do you want the court to take?" "They are mutilated and blood." In the whole paragraph 105, Confirm to this court that you did not state any figure as unlawful vote. As the witness was about to respond, saying that has been stated by, the counsel cut him off. He shouted, "I'm asking you, just answer me." Again, the witness tried to answer, saying the mathematician said, but the INEC counsel again cut him off. Now on top of his voice, he shouted, "I did not ask you about anybody, just answer me." The witness then said, "Seemingly no." Okay, look, if you guys are wondering why the lawyer is being so hostile, do not sweat it. It's a tactic to unsettle the witness, to kick them off their stride, so to speak. I call it interrogational softening. It makes the witness scared and amenable to make mistakes. Anyways, the counsel now continues. Look at paragraph 9. You spoke about party agents. Confirm to my lords that you had party agents all over the polling unit. We had about 130,000 and we have extra from ADC. I didn't ask you about any party. I want from Labour Party only. We had 103. No, 130,000. Is it 103 or 130? The counsel pushed. 133,000 exactly, replied the witness. How many polling units do we have in the Federation? My lord, if I can refer to the document because I don't remember the exact figures. But the INEC counsel felt he has made his point, rushed off the stage saying, "That will be all, my lord." After that, it was the turn of Bola Tinubu's lawyer. He stepped up to the mic and said, "We've heard that your party had 133,000 agents." "Yes, my lord." "Tell the court when you left the National Conscience Party." "I joined the Labour Party on 20th May 2022. "You joined before the first petitioner?" "Yes." In case you're wondering what he meant, guys, the first petitioner is Peter Obi. "You were among those who incorporated him?" "Yes." In paragraph 18 of your witness statement, you gave the official result of the election as announced by INEC, but the witness smartly said, "These are the results allocated to the parties." In their allocation, your party came third? "Yes, my lord." In their allocation, PDP Atiku came second. He was also allocated the results. "Yes, my lord." Where you voted in Abuja, your party won your polling unit? "Yes." Tell my lords if your polling unit results were allocated. As the witness was about to respond saying if, but he was cut off again by the counsel, who shouted, "Answer, do you want the court to void the figures in your polling unit?" "Yes, my lord, that is what I want." But the counsel, now treating Tanko as a hostile witness, cut him off again. Your party in the overall results won all the 5 eastern states and 7 other states. I agreed, but before the witness could continue, again, the counsel cut him off. At this point, the Labour Party counsel could not take it anymore. He jumps in again to protect his witness. He said, "Let him answer. Stop cutting him off." But Tinubu's counsel said, "Please, he has already answered." He continued his cross by saying, "What is the state of origin of Peter Obi?" "Anambra State," responded the witness. "In Anambra, Peter Obi scored 95.07%. "I have not seen the figures," responded the witness. "I suggest to you that that's what he scored." "I have not seen it." "It is in your witness statement," said the counsel. The witness said, "Refer to me, let me see it." "Whether by allocation or whatever," continued the counsel, "your Labour Party won in 12 states. Do you want the votes voided?" The witness responded, "We are not satisfied. That is why we are here. If the votes were properly counted, we would have scored more. The votes were not uploaded. As of today, they are still being uploaded. So you are not satisfied with the votes and you need more. The votes were not uploaded," replied the witness. "Where do you live?" "Dawaki." "Is that your personal property?" "Not really." "Do you have a generator?" "I manage, I pass my neighbor." "So you pass your neighbor," the judge interjects jokingly. The counsel continued, "You bought that generator due to constant power failure?" "Yes, my lord." "You have a mobile phone?" "Yes, my lord." "A good number of times, text messages and calls don't go through because of network." The witness responded, "Similarly so." In paragraph 100 of the witness statement, you stated that you can identify results obtained from IREV. Tell the court the number of unlawful votes allocated to Bola Tinubu. Our experts brought a document report in that regard. Tell the court what your expert presented. I was not in court when he testified. Do you know? No, I don't. In paragraph 103, you want the court to deem votes as wasted votes. Tell the court the votes. They are in the reports presented by our experts, responded the witness. The counsel continued, The one who came second, what do you want the court to do with him? I said it in my statement on oath. We want our candidates to be declared the winner. What do you want the court to do with the votes of the second? Insisted the counsel. We challenge the entire result of the election and it affects everyone. So you want the court to cancel the votes of Labour Party? We said the results were allocated and INEC did not do the right thing. You want the court to determine that Peter Obi scored the most votes cast? Can you tell my lords the number of valid votes scored by Peter Obi? Our expert on oath said it in his report. You were here when he gave the evidence? It is here that the Labour Party counsel stood up again. He said, your time is up. You've asked 4 more questions and they are allowing you. But Tinubu's counsel shot back. Why are you jittery? Let him answer. The judge had to intervene. He said, witness, answer. How many votes did Peter Obi win? Do you know? The witness responded, if INEC did well, then I will know. Yes, that was a very smart response. They are trying to get Peter Obi witnesses to contradict each other by asking specific questions relating to the number of votes. However, this witness is being very smart by not giving them any specific answer. Instead, he's referring them to the expert report. At that, Tinubu's lawyer ended the cross. Now it is the turn of the APC counsel. He said, I suggest to you that in giving your deposition, you consider all the documents mentioned in paragraph 102 of your deposition. I read them, responded the witness. Did you go through it before your statement? I read my own statements. So you considered all the report before your own statement? Yes, sir. All the evidence you identified yesterday, you didn't open the box and envelopes? I looked at them and opened them. You did not open all? No, because of time. You said you are the publicity secretary? No, I'm the chief spokesman of the campaign and the director of media. Okay, as the chief spokesperson, I will expect that you were receiving information from INEC. Can you rephrase your question, please? You were receiving information from INEC from time to time? No, I get information from the chairman who speaks with INEC. I thought you knew everyone. I'm surprised that INEC did not speak with you directly. In February, INEC came out to say, we are sorry that we cannot upload results electronically, persisted the counsel. The witness responded, no, I am not aware. I'm only aware of the Festus Okoye's statement that it will be uploaded electronically. Look at Exhibit DCQ. There are receipts obtained for certified true copies of INEC documents which we tendered here. Yes, responded the witness. The counsel then asked the witness the date the documents were obtained. The witness confirmed some of the dates. The counsel continued, in paragraph 102, you rely on the documents mentioned there to make your depositions? Yes. Documents mentioned in paragraph 102 and many others were tendered in proceedings. We are in process of tendering them, responded the witness. You were not able to tender all? Yes. You mentioned that you relied on evidence of forensic experts? Yes. Your deposition was made on March 28? Yes. Are you aware that the final report of your expert was in May 2023 and you will agree with me that the issue you brought to court were transmission of IREV, not snatching of ballot boxes? Our case was on 2 grounds, double nominations and, here the APC lawyer brings out the Supreme Court judgment on the double nomination of Kashim Shettima. He asked that the document be tendered in evidence. It was so entered in spite of the perfunctory objection by the Labour Party counsel. Before ending the cross, the counsel had one last question for the witness. He said, by that judgment, the issue of double nomination has been solved? No, it is not settled, responded the witness. That will be all, my lord, the APC counsel concluded. The Labour Party legal team wanted the tribunal to give them more time to call more witnesses, but the request was denied because of time. It was already 7 p.m. by the time the APC counsel finished his cross. It is not clear if an extension will be granted. However, from all indications, this is the last witness of the Labour Party. If you ask me, I think the exchange was unnecessarily heated by the respondents' lawyers, but nonetheless, it was productive. Great questions were asked and smart answers were provided. Things will definitely become more interesting when INEC call their own witnesses, and they too will have to face interrogation from the Labour Party legal team. I can't wait to see those matchups. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe and click on the bell notification icon before you leave, if you have not already done so, that is. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.